Welcome to Money Convos, where we discuss personal finance and investment tips. We're committed to helping people create wealth and achieve financial freedom. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Clubhouse, and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and podcast. All right then, let's head into today's conversation.
Hi Adam, how you doing?
Welcome.
Adam, how you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm great. Yeah. How's the weekend been? Restful?
Yeah. It's been pretty restful, yeah. After a long week.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Prince, I'm inviting you up. Around 44K. I'm inviting you also up. Please check your notifications or just request a mic and join us, have this discussion. Today we're going to open it up as much as possible. I see Douglas in the audience. If you're available, do join us. And I see Upper Echelon. Also feel free to join us at any point if you want to come share your views on why you want to be financially independent. So yeah, we are kind of this is like a nice follow-up to a conversation we had, was it 2 weeks ago? The benefits of the intangible benefits of financial independence, right? Today's conversation is following a similar tangent. I feel like with everything that's going on with the economy being so hard, people may be losing hope. People may be not so encouraged to do the things that they are supposed to do, budgeting, saving, investing, because it feels like you're filling a bucket or even a basket, actually, filling a basket, because whatever you make, it just keeps going out. But it's necessary that we have some motivation to keep the discipline going. So today we want to share our personal thoughts and reasons behind why we want to be financially independent. Perhaps someone in the audience would be reminded about why they want to be financially independent. It will help them to keep them going in this journey. So yeah, that's what we're going to discuss today. Let's see, Adam, would you like to get us started? We could take one item at a time and then we keep circling back.
Hello, Eliam.
Yeah, Adam.
So we are starting like why I want to be financially independent, right?
I'm sure we all have multiple reasons, but we can start with one reason at a time, and then we'll circle back to each person.
Okay. So I think just like the term is financial independence, it connotes some form of freedom, like you get to be in a state where you are not really at the beck and call of some people, or you are not bound by certain things, because in terms of your finances, you are able to live at your own pace and do things the way you want to do it. So for me, that's exactly one of the reasons, like to be able to have certain things under my control, even though I know, yes, not everything will be under my control, but I know a lot of things will be under my control in that sense. So that's, for me, it's one reason, actually.
Okay. So to be able to put things under your own control, as many things as possible, and be independent in the sense of the word. That's interesting. Have you? This may get personal, and feel free to want to take a step back from it. But is there any particular experience that you've had that made you feel like, hey, Charlie, if I had money, I wouldn't be going through this kind of situation that I'm going through? Is there any personal story behind your wanting this?
Oh, for stories, there are plenty. But basically, I think one of the things that shook me really was basically when I was finishing school. Yeah, the university, actually. And those were tough times, in terms of at home, in terms of finances and all of that. So a lot of things I would have wanted to do, I could not, because the finances were not there. In fact, my graduation, I almost missed my graduation because of that. Like, funds were so tight. So this is one of the things that shook me, and I was like, no, you know something, man for make money. So that's what got my whole interest peaked in financial literacy, financial education, because until then I knew next to nothing about anything, investments and everything. So at a point in time, it was like a wake up call, like, no, Charlie, this cannot be life. Like something should be more about my finances and everything. So I started to read and started to understand. And that's what got me so interested in financial stuff, even though I am not a finance expert. Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's um those kind of experiences when you feel it deeply and you have to deny yourself, or you are actually denied of certain opportunities because of money, Charlie. It's tough. It's tough. And I see. Prince, how you doing?
Anakim, how you doing? I'm good. Yourself?
I'm great, man. I'm
It's
great.
been a while.
Has been. Well, actually, it hasn't been a while. You texted me a few days ago.
Yeah, I'm talking about actually being on money Convos.
Yeah, yeah.
I know
Well,
once in a while we talk back door. Yeah,
we missed you here.
that's
So,
good.
Prince, how about you? Mention one motivation. I'm sure there are many, but we'll start with one for now.
Okay, so me, I am more for the freedom and then the flexibility that comes with being financially independent. As in it allowing you to have more control over your time and also pursue other activities that bring you joy. Hello again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it's flexibility and the freedom that it comes with. That is what really motivates me and pushes me to wanting to become financially independent.
Okay. Okay. That flexibility. You want to be flexible enough to see that when you wake up this morning, you take a trip to London for breakfast, and you stop over in the Bahamas for lunch, and then you return to Ghana for some light dinner. That kind of flexibility. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, that's good. Flexibility. We'd all like to do what we want to do, change our plans as and when, and without incurring any serious cost. Like you plan to do something and you have to change your ticket, or you have to change a reservation and it's going to cost you so much, or you lose your money. Flexibility. All right, great. Mimi, how you doing?
I'm well. I'm well. I hope you can all hear me.
Loud and
Okay.
clear. I like in your voice.
Oh, that's nice. My husband is jealous, but it's fine.
Hey, he's jealous of the energy in your voice. How
Of
so?
of the what do you call it? Raps you just gave me.
Please, so I don't want trouble. Please, don't put me. Tell Chairman that
I'll let him.
I don't like any energy in your voice again. But Mimi is a great man. Anyway, so how about you? What are some maybe one motivation for
I
you?
think for me, I just don't like being broke. I think that's the basis of it all. Like being broke makes me sick. So it makes me anxious. So I like to be in a place where I know that I have enough. So I think that's what we're.
Your line broke. Maybe you are under a bridge or over a bridge or something. Can you come again? Okay, we may have to circle back to Mimi in a moment. I would mention mine, and I see someone in the audience. Addison has joined us, and I'll invite him to speak. But let me quickly insert mine. My first one. You people are talking such noble things. Please let me be vain. I'll start mine with vanity. I like cars. I want to buy plenty cars. I want to buy Benz. Okay, please. Sometimes all this hard work is to buy Benz. To start with the Benz, and then after that we will see. I would like to own a collection of 1,000,000 cars. Sounds like a lot, but please, you people are being too noble for my liking. Mine starts with vanity. Of course, that's not priority number one, but just for the lighter things. But yeah, there are more serious things I'd like to do. But I'll pause at this point to hear from Addison and see what his motivation is. Addison, welcome. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you in our audience, and nice to have you up here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Money Convos. How's everyone doing?
We're good.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just popping around Twitter Spaces like I always do, and I saw some brothers and sisters in here talking about money. So I love it. Yeah, man. So basically, I just want to be financially independent. Because faith is really important to me, and I just really want to just be a good steward of what I've been blessed with, and I just want to take that and then help other people. A desire, like you said. I do want to have. Everyone wants to have nice things, right? You know what I mean? So I want to own some land, and I just want to invest, and just do it big, man. Do it big. So yeah, I've been blessed to start my own business. I'm 23 years old. So I graduated school. I'm in a master's program right now, just trying to get my education, man. Just trying to do it big. Yeah, kind of like the other lady was saying before, and like how you were saying. So
nice, that's a good one, Addison. Just trying to do it big. That's good. That's good. I hope someone can relate, man. Let's use this opportunity. Think about our dreams, talk about our dreams, get some motivation this Sunday night. Dream about it, wake up tomorrow, go get it.
yeah.
I like this. One of the reasons why I like the benefits of this timing on a Sunday night, get people's minds thinking about these things before the week starts. So great. Hey man, wishing you all the best in your education. Get that master's degree. Wish you all the best with your business, and you can keep coming back to the community, and if there are any resources we can help you with and help each other with, that would be great.
1,000%. Y'all keep going, man. Y'all stay motivated out there. It can be hard, but keep going. We got a community of people out here. We're rooting for each other. Let's go.
Thank you. Okay. Kwesi Trigger, how about you?
Charlie, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
I think that for me, it's my biggest motivation for trying to achieve financial security is uncertainty. Like, Charlie, this part of the world, there's too much uncertainty with everything. But I don't know. I've come to realize that financial security solves a lot of that. So because of that, I just try as hard as I can to be financially secure.
Hey, Charlie, you said something. Uncertainty, and money can definitely reduce that uncertainty. With sufficient money, with certainty that if you want to buy this, you have the capacity to buy it when you want to buy it. It reduces a whole lot of uncertainty. You can give any kind of what's the term Adam uses to facilitation fees to speed up processes. You go through the VIP line and all that, reduce all the uncertainty about how long you are waiting in the queue and in the hospital. Just know whether you would meet the doctor. There's so many uncertainties going on. I actually never thought about it that way, but that's a good point, man. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. I think Mimi is back. Mimi, I'm bringing you up. Seram is also here. Seram, how about you? How you doing? Apart from being rich and spreading all the...
Hi,
Hi, Seram. Seram, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How about you?
I'm great. So we know the number one motivation to have the branding of a rich auntie. We know that. Apart from that, what are the other reasons that make you want to get financially independent?
Okay, first off, money stops nonsense. Like I don't want to be on the receiving end of anything I don't like. So I have to be financially independent. That's one of the things that drives me. So that's, yes, money stops nonsense. And other thing being, I like nice things. So it's also one of the reasons I'm striving for financial independence. And then I grew up watching movies where people are leaving trust funds for their children and trust fund kids. And I want to have trust fund kids. trust fund babies. So yeah, these are my reasons.
Oh, nice. One of the trust fund kids is called Elikem, so I'm happy. Speaking of trust fund kids, it's just interesting when I'm in school and I see an undergrad pull up in a nice Bentley. It couldn't happen for us. We must do something for our children. They can afford a Bentley, but I don't know if I'll give it to them though. anyway, but yeah, I like that quote. Money stops nonsense. It's kind of close to the next point I was gonna make, but let's see who hasn't spoken just yet. Okay, now I'll circle back to me. Similar to money stops nonsense, it's money answereth all things. You were talking, Sarah was talking about you don't want to be on the receiving end of people saying whatever they want to you or doing anything to you. For me too, it's really difficult for me to ask people for things. It's very difficult. I try to do things all on my own, man. And when I have to ask people for stuff, especially money, Charlie, it's not a pleasant feeling at all. But from financially independent, I know that I can afford whatever I want. And I wouldn't have to go through the agony of asking people for stuff. And I don't know if anyone has experienced this, but someone can promise something. And then when it's time for the person to deliver and you go and remind the person, it becomes a whole conversation. I'm like, bruh, you suggested, you told me you would do this for me, even without me asking. And now I'm asking for the thing and you're asking me how much money do I have? Hey, it's hard. But those are some of the things that actually just keep me going and like, nah, not again. I'm not going to let this happen again. So yeah, that's another reason for me. Let's see, Mimi, are you back? Is your internet good now?
Yeah. Mine has to change.
So we can let you. Okay.
Hello,
So we can let you have two since we are going.
Hello, Elikem.
2 points.
2 points. Oh, I was actually
Wait, can you? Hello, Mimi. We can hear you, so you can speak. Okay, I guess we'll have to circle back to Mimi in a moment. Adam, circling back to you, but while you gather your thoughts, around 44K, I've invited you up, and so please feel free to check your notifications or request the mic and come up and speak. Douglas, it would be nice to hear what your motivations
Elikem,
are.
can you hear me?
Prince, come up if you can. Hi, Mimi. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Good. Good to have you back. Okay.
Hello.
Let's hear you. Let's hear. What are your thoughts? Okay. I think Mimi is having a bit of a challenge. We'll have to circle back again. Anyway, Adam, over to you. What's the number 2 reason? Of course, it's not in any particular order, but yeah, what's the number 2?
Charlie Elikem, haven't you suffered enough? I think that's enough motivation to want to be financially free. So, pardon me.
Heaven.
No, we want to say heaven, but it starts there will be some rewards here on it. It's the Paul that was saying that he wishes above all things that would prosper, be in good health. So, Charlie, there are good things too are also for us to receive here on earth. Even though ultimately we know we'll go to heaven for it. So, Charlie, some of the suffering in our childhood we've had it now. Charlie, let's get to a point where we are financially free so that our children too can also, like Sarah mentioned, we can also leave trust fund kids and trust fund grandkids, and when they come, they also swim in something that we have worked for and they will also benefit out of it. I feel for me, that's one enough motivation to keep going. Yeah.
This one I'm sure many people can relate to. We are all suffering. So as you are going to bed tonight and if you are thinking of giving up, or you are thinking of just blow whatever money you are making, I know the end of the month is coming soon. Draw your budget now. Plan where exactly you put your money aside so that you don't spend it. Now is the time when it's getting towards the end of the month and you are broke or you are almost done. Best time to do your budgeting because Charlie, you know that in some months to come you need that money. In some years to come you need that money. You've suffered enough, as Edema said. So yeah, great. That was a good one, Adam. Okay, Prince, are you back?
Yeah, listen, I'm here.
Okay, great. Let's hear from you. Then we hear from Run 44K.
Okay, so that's my motivation, right?
Yeah, Prince, your motivation.
Okay, so for me, um, my motivation for becoming financially independent started way back when we were kids. I got to realize there were lots of quarrel between my mom and dad, and uh, most of them had to do with money. Yeah. So for me, my motivation has to do with the fact that there's a saying that "Odo kakra, sika kakra," right? So for you to even in your life, you have for you to even maintain it in the long run. I mean, money plays a very important uh, part in it. So for me, that has been my motivation to make sure that um, in wherever relationship you find yourself, though the love is there, money should also be another component of it that amplifies the love very more. So for me, that's what motivates me. Getting up every day to go and work my ass off to get it done. Thanks, man.
Charlie, Prince has come very close to some motivation of mine that I can't open my mouth and say it too loud. But yeah, Odo kakra, sika kakra. Small love, small money. That's good. Thanks for sharing that, Prince. Some of these motivations, they come from way back experiences that we've had as children, and we just don't want to. We don't want those experiences to be repeated again. We want to change our destinies. We want to feel different. So yeah, I hope as we're having this discussion, these things are coming up. Each person is remembering their childhood memories and just thinking back to those parts of their childhood that they wish they would have done differently or wish would have happened to them differently, and know that money would have been the differentiator. Keep that as some motivation. Thank you, Prince. I see some more people in the audience. Today we are trying to get some motivation. No, it's not Motivation Monday, but it's almost there. Trying to get some motivation to help us stay on course, be disciplined towards financial independence. Feel like a good lesson is hearing how what's motivating people, the reasons, and as we are reminded, it will keep the hope alive. It will keep that fire burning. When we want to work, we'll just keep going. When salaries hits, when we make some income, we don't just go straight to expenditure, but we put some aside so that we hide it for the future. We grow it, and then instead of eating the seeds right now, we let it germinate, flower, fruit, and later we get a bountiful harvest. Thank you for everyone who shared so far. I see Paulina in the audience. Anyone else, feel free to join this conversation. We are curious about your thoughts. Ekwe Free, please, I sent a special request to you, so time to honor it. Okay, my brother Ran, please tell me what I've been calling you Ran, but yes, you reminded me. Your name is Steve. Yes, Steve. Please do share with us some of your thoughts on what motivates you towards financial independence.
Yeah. I think basically it has to do with most of the things others have said, and what I want to also add is I want to be able to be comfortable where my basic needs and reliance will be on me, where I can finally have control of where my money goes and how my money comes back to me, and also finally have enough to impact others, right? So I think that's the reason why.
Okay, get past the basic needs and then be able to handle all the responsibilities that are coming at you. That's a very noble desire. Appreciate you sharing, my brother. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, first, let me give a drum roll because we have a special guest who's agreed to speak. And this rarely ever happens. Let's give her a hand. It's you. A number one fan. It's time to speak. Ikwe, are you
Yes,
there?
I'm here. Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
So what's my motivation? My motivation is I don't want to be broke. I don't want to I don't want to be in the position where I cannot afford what I want. And I think I've had that a few of that experience and it wasn't a good one. So the truth is that's my motivation. I don't want to be in a position where like I have to literally beg somebody to support me. So that's my key motivation.
Actually, being there, that's don't want it again. I feel you. I feel you. And I'm sure many people in the audience can relate. Not all of us are DBs like Mimi. So, and Mimi's internet is not good. Is not good right now. So I know she can respond and defend herself. So let me.
me.
Oh, what a bad time for internet to be working. Yeah,
Yeah, that
most
you.
of us.
What did you want me to comment or not comment on?
It's okay if you didn't hear it. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I was saying that not all of us are DB like you. So people have had some experiences. They've had to rely on other people. So yeah,
Amen.
want to avoid that kind of situation ever again in our lives. That's great. Okay, let's see, Steve. Let's come back to you. How about you? Do you have any other motivations that you've not yet mentioned?
Of course. Motivations are if I want to spend time alone where I do not necessarily need to work. At least I should be able to have some income flowing into my account. I strongly believe that at a certain point in life, you don't necessarily need to be going to work every day for the necessity of being paid, but going to work because you love work. But you wouldn't know that difference unless you are financially independent. Sometimes you think some things are your passion or some things are necessary for you until money can solve that. So I think when you get financially independent at a certain point, you actually know what your passion is.
Spend that quality time alone when you are not forced to work out of necessity. Take time for yourself. Discover your passion. These are the noble and the higher calling kind of motivations, right? I'll follow that with one of my noble motivations. When I think about the work we do here on Money Convos and how to fund it, Dennis and I have been, on the background, on the back end, we are trying to implement some projects that will require some people to do work for us and draw the budget, and you're like, Charlie, if we could remove some $10,000 from our back pockets, it wouldn't be bad. I could save a lot of souls, So it's that kind of impacts that I want to make in the world, and it doesn't come cheap. Man. There's only so far words of affirmation and encouragement can go. Sometimes the money has to go, and then we will sit down. It's not every time that we will be present to help people, but our Momo can go ahead of us. Also, it's if we want to organize events, it's all money. It's want to do ads, reach out to people, spread the word, get people educated. These things cost money. All these noble things that we want to do, they cost money, and that's some of my motivation. I was reading a book, Jewish Wisdom for Business Success, and they were talking on the topic of tithing. They mentioned that, or the book mentioned, they encourage that people to use that 10% to do good work. Not quoting, but paraphrasing what it was said. And for me, that's one of my commitments, to spend way more than 10% of what I earn on making the world a better place. And I feel like some of those investments, they will always come back, and they'll come back as blessings. The money will go, but it will definitely come back with more of its friends. So I look forward to being at that level where I can contribute way more, for there to be more impact, for more people's lives to be touched. So that's one of my motivations. Okay, let's see. Mimi, you sent me a message with what you wanted me to say, but I feel like that one, it will be delivered more powerfully coming directly from you. Are you in a good position now?
I think so. Am I?
Yeah, sounds like it so far. So please go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm on the road, so anyway, yeah. So I think as we spoke, a lot of things also began to make sense to me. But this year has been particularly difficult for me. What I mean by that is when I say I'm broke, it means I have money in my bank account, but it has reached its limit. The limit I have set for myself that you don't go below this. But this year, I've been tried and tested. My finances have been tried and tested, because I've had to spend a lot on my son's health. And I mean, it's got me really thinking about this whole thing again. And I think it would be really nice to be in a place where you can, spend on things that are important without feeling like you are not going to eat if you make a mistake of spending too much on something that is important. So for me, that is it. Elika mentioned impact. I believe that as Money Convos family, I think there will be a lot more we would have done. We would have even been able to release more of our time to create more, to make more impact if, let's say, we were all financially independent, because this is something we are passionate about. But man must eat. So we are all hustling and then doing this as well. So I think I also identified with what we were saying. And then also Trigger. I wanted to give Trigger some fun. Tricks. Anyway, so I identified with the fear of being broke. I don't like being broke. I think it just makes me anxious. So those are my 3 reasons. And then also setting my kids up, not to be spoiled, but to make sure, I would like to be in heaven and see that my kids and generations after me they're doing well. So these are my reasons.
These are very good reasons. It's tough times, testing times in personal lives, and I'm sure others who are parents can relate when you have to make tough decisions about your children and the money is tight. It's only so far it can stretch. Wish you all the best as you go through that. Okay, let's see. Who else would like to... Oh, yeah, Sarah, we haven't come to your second time. Sarah, please, hit us with the remaining motivations. Rich Auntie Sarah, are you there? Okay, I think we may have to circle back to Sarah. Let's see. Do you have any other motivations besides just not wanting to be broke? Okay. While
Hello? Elikem?
yeah.
Yes. So the next one would be to be able to support, and in my case, it's more to be able to support family, not support family as in give them everything that they want, but then help like all of us be financially independent as well, so that we can all, move on and do what we want to do. So that's also another motivation and reason why I really want to be financially independent.
Okay. You want to be able to support your family and people near you. Okay, that's good. Actually, people have very noble reasons. So you may have some one reason. I can't say it out here, but those who know. But yeah, I can't say it out loud. But yeah. Okay, all right, cool. Thanks for sharing that. I want to share one of my childhood experiences that really made me say, nah, I don't like poverty. So growing up, when my mother was growing up, I think she was in a well-to-do home, but then when her father died, her older brothers squandered the money, ran the business ground, sold property. So when she was having us, when she got into her family life, she wasn't at the same place she was when she was growing up. But then, because she grew up somewhat affluent, she had rich friends. So as we were growing up, we used to socialize with these friends, go for their birthday parties, go for their event, go to visit them in their houses and all that. I remember one Christmas time, some of these kids had returned from abroad for Christmas, and some were here, and the ones who were here, their aunties and uncles and grandparents had brought them gifts, and we're sitting in the back seat of this Mercedes E-Class with other kids, and they were receiving their gifts, and I was sitting there alone. If you like stand-up comedy, Dave Chappelle says this thing about himself. He wasn't, when he was growing up, he wasn't so poor that he was in the hood, but he was just rich enough to be the poorest people among the middle class or among the okay people. So, yeah. And that was kind of how I felt there, where, okay, I'm okay enough to be in your circles, or at least we have certain connections for me to be in your circles. But then I'm seeing all this affluence around, all this love demonstrated through material things. Of course, I'm not saying only material things show love, but then it's Christmas time, kids getting gifts, all sorts of toys and all that. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, damn, why can't I get some of this? So sometimes I think back to those things, puts tears in my eyes, but how we go do them? Just, work on the path, the journey that I'm on, and make sure that it works out, do the best I can and keep grinding. So yeah, if anyone has any similar experience, I'm sure you can relate, and I hope that motivates you this Sunday night, so that when you go to work tomorrow, you keep that in mind. As the end of the month is coming and your paycheck is about to hit, you keep that in mind and put some money away. Let that money grow so that you can also buy nice toys for your kids when it's their turn. Okay, Douglas, nice to have you up here. How about you? You've done you've gone above and beyond in certain aspects of your life. What's been your motivation to keep pushing towards financial independence?
Hi, LK. I would say it's poverty, right? It's actually poverty, and
No long things.
no long things. Yeah. But look, I've experienced poverty from childhood, and I would say it's not a pleasant experience. Growing up, living from hand to mouth. I even had to lose my mom due to poverty. She couldn't afford medical. She had to deliver, and we couldn't even afford to take her to hospital. And through that, she developed complication. And we lost her. So growing up, I've always look, poverty is something that I have to overcome. And I realized I didn't have anyone in my family that I can any inheritance anywhere. So I had to take my own decisions. I knew probably I have to focus on my education, one thing, also build proper networks, and hopefully it will open doors for me. So yeah, poverty has really motivated me, although it wasn't pleasant. I think I wouldn't have been more ambitious. I wouldn't have been more driven without such experience. So poverty itself is a great motivation for me to reach higher heights. And also where I'm coming from, I want to also help people, because I remember when my results came from after I wrote my WASI, my results came out, and I didn't even have money to buy form. Someone had to pay for my University of Ghana form. So it was people supporting me and all that, and through that I was able to graduate, got scholarship and all. So I feel look, if not for someone who paid for my first university fees, if not for someone who paid for my form and all that, I wouldn't have been able to even go to school to even meet someone like Elikem, Seram, everyone here. I wouldn't have been able to see people like that, because education actually, provides that network and all. So motivation, I would say poverty, and the drive to make an impact to also help someone else. Yeah, at least from where I'm coming from, I think poverty and the drive to make an impact. That's what motivates me.
That's a powerful story. And as I was listening, I was like, this would be this sounds like a plot for a normal African movie. Charlie, but people are going through things. People are going through. I actually didn't know this about you.
Yeah, it's coded. I don't like sharing my stories anyhow because I feel like the right time will come in. People see you and you're doing a lot of things. They don't understand what's motivating you. They are like, this guy is always doing a lot. But if you speak, if you have that conversation with people, you understand what's actually motivating them. It's not about like to impress anyone or no. But there's something driving, and all this while it's not. I'm not really surprised because it comes with a whole lot of if you tell people about your story and all those things, it comes with some. I don't know. It's like vulnerability is good, but sometimes you become vulnerable. Some people try to use it against you and all that. So I try to keep it to myself. But I feel like this is the time to share some of these things because that's what inspire others and also make an impact. Yeah.
Charlie, I appreciate you for sharing this, man. It's heavy. We've known each other for quite a minute, and this hasn't come up. So I can imagine, as you said, it's not something that's easily said. So we appreciate you for sharing this. I hope someone will be motivated by this. We all know somebody who's had to lose their life because they couldn't fund their health needs. It's a tough place to be. It's a tough place to see people lose out like this. Let's work hard. Let's put some aside. Let's be disciplined. Let's make sure we don't we secure the future and then we don't repeat those same bad events that happened to us. Thanks again.
Thank you, again.
Yeah. So now who can follow that one? I wish you could have the story on that one because damn, that's heavy. Sarah, how about you? Any
This
more?
one there, not. I can't. I should have gone before. I should have gone before because I was also going to share a personal story, but I guess I should have gone before Douglas. So, so I was going to share that growing up, my dad, I think we were okay. My dad then was in the immigration service. My mom was teaching. But I think I remember life, it was okay. But then around 10 years, my dad relocated to the States for greener pastures, and then the marriage relationship didn't work out. Things were a bit some way. So, and of course, he was out of our life. I wouldn't say out of our life. He was present by phone and all that, but he had the money. There wouldn't have been that gap. So that is something that has also stuck with me, and that is actually one of the things that drives me because it was because of money that we had to separate, and then the family became bazaar. But so it's actually one of the things that drives me to ensure that I am able to secure the future of the kids. I am able to be financially independent so that I don't have to be absent physically from their lives. Yeah.
So, Andy, I'll give an Edem response. Charlie, heavy stuff, man. It's the quality of life we would have with money, the way our family lives change due to the presence or absence of money. It's really hard. Yeah. Prince, how about you? Any thoughts? I'm sure it's triggering. So these stories are triggering something.
Okay.
Charlie.
All right. So just also share an experience growing up. So I'm the last born to six siblings. Lost. I think I've shared it on some of our platforms before. I lost my dad when I was 12 years old, and I lost my mom when I was 13 years old. And losing them changed a whole lot of things for me growing up because we had to then go and stay with um, the sister. Let me put it that way. Yeah. And we are six at the time. Three were already working, so three had to go and join the sister. The sister also had 4 children. Yeah, so things really became tough. And in my case, what happened was my parents didn't do very well. So most of the things that we were looking to get from them, the family messed up. Like we didn't, we had lands, we had properties, but family came over and took everything. So we really, the only thing we got entitled to was the snake, yeah, which actually came handy for me when I was to do my degree. So for me, this has been some motivation that looking at that period, living with your parents is a whole different ball game. You are really taking care of it. You have access to certain things that living with somebody's parents wouldn't bring you that. You are open to having some conversation with your parents that, and even the affection is there. But living with somebody different is quite a different thing altogether. So for me, these experiences has really opened my eyes when it comes to um, becoming financially independent. And right from my degree, it's been my own thing, taking care of myself, doing my professional course myself, pursuing other things of interest myself, which I believe that if my parents were alive, things would have been a little bit different. So for me, I feel these are some of the things that has motivated me, and also to say that no matter how small on your journey to financial independence may be, try as much as possible to write a will, because what I went through is a painful aspect of it, making knowing that your parents had properties, but because there's no will, family comes in and some of these things can get messy when there is no will. So no matter how small you begin your journey, try writing some of these things into a will and be updating it from time to time so that touch wood. I mean, though we are hoping to attain it, but nobody holds the key of life. It can happen that you get there, but then if you don't get there, the little you made, don't deny your family access to it. Thank you.
Oh, wow, that's another heavy one. Another heavy one. No, it's like you mentioned that you've told this story before. I think it's been more than a year since the last time you said it. But it's like watching a movie. Every time you watch the movie, you notice certain things that you didn't notice the first few times. I know that the story was about your education was funded because your parents had insurance. But this time you mentioned the
Yes,
word.
yes.
Was it SNIT?
Yes, so it is the insurance and then the slate that came together.
Wow.
So the insurance actually we got it earlier because that one we had to present the debt set and other things to get make a claim. But the slate you have to go for letters of administration and you have to follow it up for some number of months before the money comes. Yeah, so I think the insurance started it off and later on we were able to get the slate. Uh, we were able to get it because as at the time one of my sisters was out of the country and getting her to sign and do other checks was kind of a little bit back and forth. Yeah, so that's what happened.
Okay. So the insurance came through first, and then the SNIT followed. But it just reminds me of the conversation we had last week when we were talking about proposed changes to SNIT. Every time SNIT is mentioned, we have to remind people about this. It is beneficial. It is for your retirement, and it also serves as insurance. If you are a contributor and you meet certain requirements and you are deceased, your beneficiaries have something to get from this. So, a call to action for everyone. Tomorrow, check your emails, search for SNIT, SSNIT. Search in your emails. If you haven't been getting their quarterly emails with your statement, go onto their portal. Is it snit.com.gh? If anyone knows the right website, can just reply or post it somewhere and let people know. Or just Google SNIT and find their websites. Go there, get on their portal, register. Make sure that your email is up to date with them. Get your statements quarterly. Save them somewhere. because you would need it. Your beneficiaries would need it. Touch wood, something happens to you. Nothing will happen to us and we'll live long, healthy lives. But things happen. Let's protect ourselves. Let's make sure that our back is clean and people will be taken care of when we are not there, so that they can also start off on a good financial independence foot and they wouldn't be suffering too much. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Prince. Also, another heavy experience. Perhaps I'll just lighten the mood a little. Paulina shared what's her motivation, and hers is peace of mind and the ability to help others. So again, another noble reason, ability to help others. And we all know Paulina does a whole lot of things, especially on social media. And that's even what I see. How much more the ones I don't see. Can you imagine if more money was added to it? Charlie, a whole lot more impact would be made, So we appreciate everyone who's having these noble guests, who has all these noble motivations. We appreciate all those who are doing the good work. All my partners here on Money Convos, Edem, Mimi, Seram, Douglas, Dennis, all the audience, the people who join us, Prince, Steve, Kwesi Trigger, Ikea Free, number one backing vocalist who is silent and always mute, to everyone who is joined in this conversation, I will really appreciate you. If every time we logged in and we started this thing and there was no one here and we're talking to ourselves, it would be really demotivating. So I can assure you that part of our motivation to come here and do this every day, and we've been doing this consistently. We've not missed a single week for more than 2 years, consistently. Even if one person is not there, somebody else is there. The motivation is really you, the audience, coming here to listen to us. We wish it would be 100, but we really appreciate the few who are here listening live. And we do see the numbers because I think people have been sharing it. Sometimes we check the data on Twitter and the replays are in the hundreds for some of the sessions. Some of the even hot ones go into the thousands. It really gives us some motivation to keep spreading the word, and even for us. And so I pray that everyone here, you'll be more motivated. You become financially independent. Like we keep saying, in 5 years to come, we should be in a better place. I know that every year I say in 5 years to come. I think I'll change it. Maybe next year I'll start saying in 3 years to come, so that we would have seen the results that we've been working on for so long. But yeah, we really appreciate your motivation for keeping this thing going. If we'll start wrapping up, but if anyone wants to share their motivations too, we are opening it up. Anyone who wants to share their personal motivations for wanting to be financially independent, that would be great. Come to think of it, Edem, I haven't heard your voice in a minute. Are you there? Or you're praying in tongues for some financial?
Elika, I'm here.
All right.
I'm here.
You having any last motivations?
Oh, I think, Charlie, with all that has been said, what else can I add?
You suffered. Are you not tired?
For me, that is the summation of everything. Oh, Charlie, anti-stressed and anti-tired, and I believe that alone should be enough motivation for us to move on, and then pursue to get to the point that even if we get to a place where things are tough and everything, generally at least we shall be comfortable, be able to move around and get things sorted. So for me, that is one of the major things. Then maybe when you are there at a point in time, you can just be traveling, go to Bahamas. Next time you are in Copenhagen, the next one you are in, what's Mimi's favorite? Santorini, and all of this.
Okay.
Just to travel around, and then we feel free. So I think that's enough motivation. Yeah.
That's nice. Thanks for sharing that too. Yeah. So we know where to find you if we can't find you. If we are calling you and this number cannot be reached. We know the islands and Copenhagen and things. Okay. I will be do who you feel good. But anyway, let's see. I think I saw Upper Ekelon. You wanted to share your motivation. Please feel free.
Yeah, funny enough, I just mentioned some of my motivations. I was just to experience have new experiences. Example, like maybe flying first class in a plane. I know there has been a lot of deep um, conversations going on, but I just wanted to begin a bit. I want to experience
Wrongly,
flying first class. Yeah, maybe try skydiving, and then just some of the experiences when we were younger we're seeing on TV. I just wanted to, like, I just want to have that experience and see how it's like. Because most of the time we see them on TV and then we wish that we would be in like their shoes, also get to experience all those. So that's also one of my motivations.
thank you, my brother. Thank you for sharing that. Some of the vanity is good. It's good. Some of these things keep us going. When I'm driving around and when I'm in the nightlife, and then I see some of these people pull up in the Benzos back in Ghana, those Land Cruisers with the shiny rims and sons, the Escalades. In school, the kids driving Bentleys. I look and I'm like, wow, what about me? You understand? Because I'm not going to do something crazy to get it or steal or kill or to do anything to get it, but use the right means. But yeah, I agree with you, Charlie. Sometimes the vanity keeps us going. Anyway, it was a good conversation, guys. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Steve and Kwesi Trigger, for honoring my invitation, coming to open up and share your thoughts. Thank you, Douglas, for premiering your origin story for us. I know it wasn't easy, so we appreciate you for sharing that. Sayram, Prince, we are learning more and more about you. But most importantly, and Mimi also, that's also another sensitive area that you shared. We appreciate you all for being vulnerable to share your motivations. I'm sure other people are going through things, and I mean, I've even mentioned names of people who said stuff, but everyone is going through something or has been through something, and I just want you to remember those events. Let those motivate you. They are the positive motivators and the negative ones. So if you've had some bad experiences, let those be the negative motivators that you say never again. And then the positive ones, you say, you know what, I want to get these things, so I'm going to keep being disciplined, pushing on towards my dreams. So on this nice Sunday night, I wish you all the best. Have a sound sleep. Wake up energized tomorrow. And as Monday starts, go forth and be productive. Think about how you can improve your business. And as paychecks start arriving, please do your budgets now while your gas tank is running low, while your wallets are running low. Do your budgets now. Don't wait for the money to hit your account. Remember, penny wise, pound foolish. All right. Thank you all once again. Have a good night and catch you same time, 8 p.m. GMT on Sunday next week. Goodbye.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to our thoughts. I hope you learned a thing or two and start practicing. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Clubhouse, and Facebook. And subscribe to our YouTube and podcast. Do tell a friend about Money Convos so we all become wealthy together. Talk to you soon. Bye.